Hi, this is day 4, and I'm Pastor Sarah, and I'm back again with Minnie, and she's still dressed the same. It's getting to be a little strange. So she got this skirt and no top yesterday, and today she got a really cool little silver skirt, but she doesn't have a top. So we're just gonna have to wait. Unfortunately, whoever created our advent calendar didn't think about fully clothing Minnie in subsequent days. So I thought about even doing this. But anyway, we're just going to have to wait for poor Minnie. I'm personally hoping she gets more shoes. So we're going to go back to our advent calendar today. And we need to find day 4. And day 4 is right here. And our book that we're going to read together today is Bambi, the Wonderful Winter Tree. I like stories about animals. Do you? Bambi woke up one morning to find that the whole world was covered in a soft white blanket. "What is it, Mother?" Bambi asked as he gazed around. "This is snow," his mother told him. "It means winter is upon us." Do you like the snow? I like to wear my moon boots in the snow and keep my feet warm. "Snow," said Bambi. He took a cautious step, and then another and another. He felt the icy crystals crunch beneath his hooves. Then he glanced back over his shoulders. He could see a tiny set of tracks. "I like snow," Bambi said, looking at the pattern of his hooves. "Snow is pretty to look at," his mother told him, "but it makes winter hard for all the animals." So here's Bambi's mother, and there he is testing out the snow. Bambi was about to ask her why winter was harder than other seasons when his friend Thumper came hopping over. "Hiya, Bambi," said the bunny. "Come on, let's go sliding." He led Bambi to the pond, which was frozen solid. Thumper slapped at the ice with his foot. "Come on, it's all right," he told Bambi. There's Thumper. I'm a fan of him. He's feisty. Bambi spotted Flower, the skunk. "You want to come sliding?" Bambi called, running over. "Thumper says the water's stiff." Flower shook his head. "No, thanks. I'm going off to my den. I'm going to sleep through the winter." He yawned. "Goodbye, Bambi," he said. "Bye, Flower," said Bambi. Then he spied another friend, a squirrel, scurrying up an oak tree. "The pond is stiff, Squirrel," called Bambi. "Want to come sliding with me?" "Thanks," replied the squirrel, "but I have to store nuts for the long winter." He showed Bambi the pile he had already collected. "No sliding for me today." All these other animals seemed to be taking winter very seriously. So Bambi went back to Thumper and the frozen pond by himself. So here's Flower. Flower is going to go to sleep for the winter. We call that hibernating. He's going to sleep the whole winter away. And then here's Squirrel. And Squirrel is doing what many animals have to do, which is they need to collect extra food in the fall so that they have more than enough to get through the winter. Whee! Thumper was sliding across the ice with some of his sisters. But when Bambi stepped on the ice, his long legs lost their balance straight away. His hooves slid out in 4 directions. "Kind of wobbly, aren't you?" said Thumper, skating around him. "You can do it." Bambi wasn't so sure. Sliding across the stiff water wasn't as much fun for a deer as it was for rabbits. His legs were long and had further to fall. His stomach growled, and he realized all this running around in the snow had made him hungry. He said goodbye to the bunnies and went back to find his mother. So there's Thumper and all his little sisters. And they're better at skating or sliding because they have longer, wider feet. And they have a better base. And poor Bambi just has these tiny little hooves. "Mother, I'm hungry," Bambi told her. In the spring, summer, and fall, they had been able to find food almost anywhere they looked. Now that it was winter, Bambi could see that finding food wasn't so easy. There were no leaves on the trees, and the grass was covered with snow and ice. His mother was right. This beautiful blanket of snow hid the world from sight, and nothing could grow. For the first time, he noticed how cold he was, and his whole body shivered. No wonder Flower had gone back to his den. "Come quick," Bambi's mother called to him. She had uncovered a small patch of grass, and Bambi nibbled it eagerly. So look, she's made a little opening so that Bambi can eat some of the grass under the snow. At last, with his tummy almost full, Bambi could curl up with his mother for a nap. The ground was hard and cold, and the wind was chilly. Bambi was grateful to have his mother there to keep him warm. "Is this why the birds fly south, and why our other friends sleep through the winter?" Bambi asked her. His mother nodded and snuggled even closer. "Don't worry, Bambi," she told him. "Winter doesn't last forever." So they're cuddling up to stay warm. Sometimes when it's cold, my dogs like to cuddle up with me. By the end of December, there was nothing left of the forest for Bambi to eat but bitter bark. The days were short and the nights were long, and throughout them Bambi's stomach rumbled. Then one day, something truly amazing happened. Thumper was the first to see it. "Hey, Bambi," he called, "would you look at that tree?" Bambi followed the direction of Thumper's paw. He could not believe his eyes. "What kind of tree is that?" "It looks like a Christmas tree. There's a star on top, and there's decorations and even ornaments." There before them was a tall pine tree unlike any Bambi had ever seen. It was draped with strings of bright berries and yummy popcorn. From the end of each branch hung a ripe, juicy apple. Bambi thought that the most wonderful thing of all was the shiny golden star at the very top. "Mother!" exclaimed Bambi. "Look what Thumper found!" Slowly and cautiously, his mother drew closer. "It can't be," she whispered. It seemed almost too good to be true. Here's a closer look at that tree. You see the star up top? We put stars on the top of Christmas trees because it reminds us of that nativity star that appeared on the day that Jesus was born and that led the wise men to find him. "What is it, Mother?" Bambi asked. "The most beautiful tree in the world," she answered, circling it. She smiled down at Bambi, her eyes brimming with happiness. "What a special gift to have on your first Christmas." "Who left it, Mother?" Bambi asked. He'd never seen anything like this before. "I don't know," she replied. "Maybe someone who loves animals," Thumper said, hopping up and down. "This is the best gift ever." He took a big sniff of one of the apples hanging low to the ground and wiggled his little white tail with pleasure. This tree is decorated with edible ornaments. We don't eat the ornaments on our tree. "Can we share this food with every one of our friends, Mother?" Bambi asked. "I don't see why not," Bambi's mother said. "Christmas is a time to share what we have with those we love." Bambi looked up at the golden star at the top of the tree. Then he glanced at the sky. The sun was just beginning to go down. He knew that very soon there would be a star twinkling in the sky, just like the one at the top of the tree. He danced back over to his mother and took a big bite out of one of the juicy green apples. He thought, nothing had ever tasted so good. Gazing up at the star and at the beautiful winter tree, Bambi could feel a happy, warm glow swelling inside him. There was enough food on the tree to feed all the animals who were hungry. What a magical gift, thought Bambi. Winter was long and hard, yet it could be wonderful after all. And so there's the star Bambi's talking about, and all the apples that they can share with those who are hungry. So that's the end of our little story. And it reminds us that sometimes winter and Christmas isn't easy for everyone. That's why so many people who want to celebrate Christmas also take time to make sure that others have food to eat, or that they have warm things like hats and gloves and coats to keep them warm and safe during the cold of winter. Because it's not just about getting toys or getting gifts that we want. It's about making sure that others know that they are loved and that people care about them. You'll notice that we didn't ever find out Who put the tree there and decorated it with the things to help the animals get through the winter? Because it's not so important that people recognize that we are the ones who did it, but that people recognize that there are others that care for them. And so Christmas is a time for us to do that too. And there are lots of wonderful ways to show others love and care this time of year. And if you're looking for ways to do that, I bet your parents or an adult who's with you can help you find ways to feed people who are hungry, and maybe even to leave a safe, nice treat out for deer like Bambi. And I'm glad that you got to read that story with me. And hopefully our Minnie will have some more clothes to adorn her soon. And I look forward to seeing what our Advent calendar has for us tomorrow to read and share together. Have a great day.